As of the Origins update, we have a total of 6 Exocraft in No Man's Sky. Last time I showcased the Minotaur Exo Mech because it is the most recent addition, but also in my opinion the best Exocraft. So if I think the Minotaur is best, then the second one I cover has to have something else going for it. So if you've ever wanted to feel like Batman driving the Batpod from the Dark Knight movie, then let me introduce you to the Pilgrim Exocraft. So yeah, the Pilgrim is the No Man's Sky version of the Batpod. It is a two-wheeled, self-balancing, motorbike-styled exocraft that comes with only 16 inventory slots for either storage or upgrades. Before I say anything more, I'm just going to say that to me, Pilgrim was a terrible name choice for something that looks like the Batpod. There is a cool factor to the appearance, but I am definitely not a fan of the name. Moving on, the 16 inventory slots do have an interesting configuration, so you'll have to play around a bit with arranging your upgrades. The Pilgrim is also a very fast land-based craft once you have a lot of upgrades installed, but this is specifically the land travel speed. Depending on terrain, using the Minotaur with its jetpack can still be faster in my opinion. While the Pilgrim does also work underwater, it does not work equally underwater to how it works on land. So driving the Pilgrim underwater will be much slower than driving on land. To get the Pilgrim, it's the same process as with every Exocraft. First, head to the Anomaly, and then buy the Pilgrim Geobay from the Construction Research Terminal for 10 salvage data. And if you haven't already bought them, go ahead and pick up the Exocraft Summoning Station and then the Orbital Exocraft Materializer here. These will make summoning your Exocraft easier after you build the Geobay the first time. Speaking of building the Geobay, head to any planet or moon and place down the Pilgrim Geobay. You can build these anywhere you have flat enough terrain, no base needed. When placed down, this will spawn the Pilgrim in for the first time. The Geobay has the standard 2 control panels, blue for summoning the vehicle and red for customization. So before you drive off into the sunset, pick out your own awesome color combo and don't forget the decals. Oh, and unless you want the Geobay at this particular place, break it down and take the supplies with you. Regarding the upgrades and tech options, the Pilgrim has the customary cannon and mining laser so you can harvest stuff as you go exploring and fight against aggressives. You can buy a few upgrade blueprints from the Exocraft Technician on the Anomaly, and the other upgrades are easiest to buy from the Exocraft Tech Merchant on the space stations. When it comes to the upgrades on the space stations, the generic modules will work with the Pilgrim. Really, anything other than the modules specifically naming the Minotaur or Nautilon will work with the Pilgrim. A drawback with the Pilgrim in comparison to the Minotaur is that you need multiple upgrades for environmental protection. With the Minotaur, you only have to buy one, so you may wish to forego the environmental protection modules with the Pilgrim. Once you get the Pilgrim fully decked out, you probably won't have much room left for plain storage. So if you plan to use the Pilgrim, well, I hope at the least you've been upgrading your suit storage. Driving wise, the Pilgrim does include a short speed boost, and I do mean short. With upgrades though, this does get to be pretty decent. It can also do a small jump, which works much better when you are ramping off an incline. There are 3 suspension upgrades you can install for changes to how the Pilgrim drives, but be careful with these because they overlap. For example, drift suspension gives plus 200% forward grip, but minus 34% angular grip. If you add a grip boost suspension to it, then you get minus 50% to forward grip and plus 110% to angular grip. So your net would be plus 150% to forward grip and plus 76% to angular grip. Yes, I know you didn't think you'd be worrying about math in this video. With playtesting, I have found that you either have to balance out the best you can on upgrades or specifically focus on a utility aspect. If you want to maximize for mobility, you may find you do not have enough upgrade space left afterwards for things like the laser cannon. If you want to have resource gathering utility, you may have to sacrifice on speed and boost upgrades a bit. For me, the Pilgrim is great if you want to do some racing around or you just like the Batpod look it has. From a functional standpoint, once it's decked out, the speed is nice, but you end up sacrificing a lot of inventory space for upgrades. You should still give it a spin at least and see if you like how it handles. Worst case, you end up using it to do donuts on a random planet or make your own version of No Man's Sky Drift. It's a fun vehicle, but for me, it just lacks enough utility to warrant really putting it to use. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below and share what it is about the Pilgrim that you like best and what you like the least. If you enjoyed this video, you may also enjoy some of my other No Man's Sky videos, so be sure to give them a watch and subscribe so you don't miss out in the future.